sports and exercise psychology. Sports psychology is an intellectual luxury that first came into being in relatively well-developed societies about 100 years ago. And due to limitations and communications, at the dawn of the 20th century, sports psychology first emerged through the efforts of a handful unacquainted visionaries whose motives innovate varied greatly from intellectual curiosity to nationalistic ambition.
Sports and exercise psychology is the scientific study of how psychological factors affect physical activity, exercise, and sports performance. It also examines how these activities impact a person's psychological development and well-being.
Hello everyone, this is Juliana Pamado and my partner Hans Gabriel Longno. Today we will be sharing our chosen researcher, our psychologist, and its contribution to the sports and exercise psychology. The study of sports and exercise psychology began in the late 19th century with Norman Triplett, Edward Scripture, and Philip T.C. conducting early research. Coleman-Griffith is considered as the father of American sports psychology.
Coleman Roberts Griffith, born in Guthrie Center, Iowa, May 22, 1893, and died in February 7, 1966. Coleman Roberts Griffith was an American sports psychologist. Coleman Griffith was the first of 4 children. He completed his undergraduate degree at Greenville University in Illinois in 1915, where he met his future wife Mary Louise Coleman. While at Greenville College, Coleman was freshman class president, a member of male quarter, a member of the baseball and basketball teams, an organizer for various gymnastic events. Coleman received his PhD in psychology in 1920 at the University of Illinois under the supervision of Madison Bentley. Griffith studied at Greenville College until 1915 and then studied psychology at the University of Illinois. While at the University of Illinois, Griffith established what he claimed to be the first sports psychology laboratory in the United States. At this time, Griffith worked closely with the University of Illinois football team, studying how factors such as psychomotor skills and personality variables related to the performance and learning of athletic skills. Due to financial reasons, the research in the athletic laboratory eventually was closed, which led to Griffith becoming a sports psychologist with the Chicago Cubs baseball team.
In 1938, Chicago Cubs owner Philip K. Wrigley hired experimental psychologist Coleman-Griffith. The field hobbled along 1925, when psychologist Coleman-Griffith founded the first American sports psychology laboratory at the University of Illinois. A lack of interest and funding shuttered the lab in 1932, though Griffith went on to consult with such professional teams as the Chicago Cubs. Coleman Roberts Griffith is known for his sports psychology laboratory, received an award of Guggenheim Fellowship for Social Sciences, US and Canada. Dr. Coleman-Griffith's contribution to sports and exercise psychology that he has directed the research in athletics laboratory at the University of Illinois in the late 1920s and early 1930s, and produced many articles and books on the psychology of sport. Dr. Griffith penned 2 publications, The Psychology of Coaching in 1926 and The Psychology of Athletics in 1928. Upon which foundation of sports psychology was built, and many of his ideas and theories are still popular today. Coleman-Griffith was the first American to devote a big portion of his career to sports psychology, and he is now seen as the father of American sports psychology.
Griffith opened the first sports psychology laboratory in the United States at the University of Illinois in 1925. He developed the first laboratory in sports psychology. He helped initiate one of the first coaching schools in America and wrote 2 books on that topic. He also developed psychological profiles of famous sports players. During this time, psychologists also began to test athletics' reaction times, aggression, and concentration. The development of psychological testing in laboratories 1921-1938. This period has been characterized by the development of sports psychology laboratories in Japan, Germany, Russia, and the United States. It has also been characterized by the increase in psychological testing. It was shortly after this that the discipline was brought to America by Dr. Coleman Griffith, 1893 to 1966.
In addition, he is considered to be the father of sports psychology in America due to his pioneering achievement of becoming the first psychologist hired by a professional sports team, in his case, the Chicago Cubs baseball team.
And remember that sports psychology deals with the relationship between the physical performance and the psychological factors affecting an athlete output on and off the field. It also draws concept and principle from related areas of kinesiology, physiology, psychology, and biomechanics.
Sports psychology helps athletes in various aspects. They might need support or assistance, including motivation and coping with performance anxieties, teamwork, and recovering from injury.